Well, hello, my name is Jim Royal. I'm a huge Beatles and Elvis Presley fan and basically classic rock in general. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you could do a thumbs up, that's always most appreciated. And feel free to leave comments. I always enjoy reading them and I do my very best to try to respond in a timely manner. Today what I wanted to do is just basically first say thank you for watching my videos. This is actually my 5th anniversary of doing these Beatle and classic rock and Elvis Presley videos. My first one was back on September 1st of 2016 when I did one on Paul McCartney's album, a review on that for Pipes of Peace. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching my videos. This is video number 76 and I've really enjoyed it. So today what I wanted to do is something called Beatles Finds of all kinds. I've done, this is my second time doing this. I'm going to be showing you basically 5 items that are either Beatle or Beatle related. They could be music, they could be movies, anything. So books. So why don't we get going? I'm going to show you 3 singles, 45s. I'm going to show you 1 EP, an extended play, and then I'm going to show you also a CD. So the first one I wanted to show you was this. The Beatles' She Loves You. And what I think is very interesting about this is this was released on a small label other than Capitol back in September of 1963. It was released on the Swan label. Basically the story behind this was here in the States when Beatlemania was first happening in the UK, the people here in America, you had EMI, which was the record company, the label in Britain, and then their sister label here in the States was Capitol. And the Capitol executives were just saying, no, Beatles stuff will just, British groups don't sell here in America, even though they were doing really well in Britain. So that's what happened. So finally they gave it to a small label called Swan, and they had a #1 hit from it. So this is a very nice, I think it's kind of a rare picture sleeve. I don't see too many of these in the wild. A lot of times you just see, the 45. So there's that, and then let's show you this. So you have She Loves You on the A side, and you've got I'll Get You on the B side. I just think that's really cool. Alright, next one I'm going to show you is an EP, an extended play. This is 4x4, The Beatles. This was from the Beatles 65 era. Actually, this was released itself February of 1965. You have 4 songs on here, so instead of being a single where you normally have 2 songs, this you generally have 4. So you have Honey Don't, which Ringo sings. You have I'm a Loser, John Lennon sings that lead. Mr. Moonlight, another John lead. And then Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby, George Harrison. And as you can see, this is a Capitol EP. Now, EPs were not real popular here in the States by this point. In fact, they were, much bigger in Britain. There are only 3 EPs that were released at this time in America, 2 on Capitol and 1 on VJ, on the VJ label. Now I did show you in my first Beatles Finds of all kinds the first Capitol EP, so I would encourage you to go back and check that one out. Okay, and then let's take a look at, and isn't this interesting? It's actually like on a 45, but the 2 songs are on there, and I love the label for Capitol at that time. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is show you a CD, and this is kind of a fun CD. This is an unauthorized, so for the Beatles Get Back. These were the Get Back Let It Be sessions, okay? This is one I picked up years ago. So this was the idea of, well, what if Let It Be, it didn't come out with Phil Spector. What if this was the way that originally they had planned it? This is how it would be, without the orchestras, without all of the strings and all of the overdubs and stuff, just the Beatles, as nature intended, right? So this was pretty cool. This says the Beatles Get Back with Don't Let Me Down and 15 other songs. And I really like this. This is just fun. Let me show you the back here. So this was referred to as the Martin mix, okay? So the Martin mix, George Martin, basically what happened is when the sessions took place in January of '69, and after that, in March, John Lennon and Paul McCartney approached the engineer on the project, Glenn Johns, and basically said, hey, here are some tapes from the sessions, we'd like you to make an album of it. And so he booked some time at Olympic Studios between March and May, and he tried to, put together an album. The Beatles weren't happy with it. They had him do it again later in December, but this is the first version of it. And before I talk about it, take a look at this picture here. What they're doing is they went to on the same building that they had shot their first album. So this was like getting back to basics, without Sgt. Pepper and, the overdubs and the trickery and all that, the studio trickery. Let's just go and record an album, record it live in the studio without any overdubs. So this was the original plan, get back. And looking at this picture, they posed again 6 years later at the same spot that they had, and the same photographer, where they had the Please Please Me cover, their first album. So this was the plan. Now these photos were not wasted at all. They were later used on, this was the Blue album, 67-70. Okay? But let me tell you about this. There are some rarities on here. First of all, Glenn Johns, he used some more kind of rarer mixes, earlier takes in some cases. In fact, what you have is Don't Let Me Down on here, which was, just on the single and not on the album for Let It Be. It starts out with Save the Last Dance with Me, and then it goes into Don't Let Me Down, which I think is really cool. You also have an instrumental on here called Rocker, which I wish they would have kept. Pretty cool, very brief instrumental. They also have, I Dig a Pony. At that time it was referred to All I Want Is You. And you have, the intros and the outros where later on they were edited out, which I like this version too. It's kind of cool. You have Teddy Boy, which is a song that Paul would later re-record for his McCartney album. And it's just fun. You have also Long and Winding Road without the strings, so bare bones. And on this particular one, you have the rooftop performance. So you have Get Back, Don't Let Me Down, I've Got a Feeling, One After 909, Dig a Pony, and Get Back Again. It's just a fun thing, and it's the mock Apple label and stuff. So I thought that was fun. Alright, next I want to show you is a single from Yoko Ono. And the reason I want to show you is because this was the last thing that John Lennon worked on before his death. In fact, he was involved on mixing this 45 on the night that he died. He had just finished it, and it's called Walking on Thin Ice, and she says, For John. And this was released February of 1981. In the UK, it got up to number 35 on the charts, and in the US, it got up to number 58. And it did pretty well. It did well in the clubs and, on the charts for Yoko. In fact, John, had heard music earlier from Susie and the Banshees and other groups, and he thought, hey, the world's finally caught up with you, and I think you're going to have a hit with this. What's interesting about this 45, I picked this up today, I didn't even realize it. It has a lyric sheet on it, and this was produced by John Lennon, Yoko Ono, and Jack Douglas, okay? And actually on December 4th, he was working on the guitar parts for this, and he did keyboards too at some point. And that was, he had used his old 1958 Rickenbacker 325, which I thought was cool. He apparently hadn't used that in the studio since 64, 65. So that was really kind of cool to learn about that. The B-side is a song called It Happened. And that is a song that was originally recorded in 1973. John Lennon was involved with that for something called A Story. It was an album that was, I think, only released in Japan. This is the 45. Later it was on her Ono box. So John Lennon and Yoko and Jack, they remixed it in 1980, and that is the B-side. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is a 45. This is kind of a rarity, I think, and it's cool that we have a picture sleeve here. Paul McCartney and Wings. This is from Band on the Run. It was released January of 1974. It's called, the single, it's for Mrs. Vanderbilt, Bluebird. And this was released not in the United States or the UK, but it was released only in Australia and the continental Europe. So that's pretty cool. And it's on the Apple label. I like that. All right. So that's all I wanted to show today. Thank you very much for watching my video, and you have a great day. All right? Take care. Bye.